Commander Kirak has requested your presence in the war room. I was no wonder child back in Oriath, but I prided myself on what junior accomplishments I managed to put together within the strict set of allowed sciences. Archaeology was my specialty, and Dominus. It's hard to believe it's been a full year since you slew Kitava. This place is almost starting to feel like home. I left behind a piece of my heart in Oriath, even though I know we can never return there. Too many terrible things took place on that island. I think I agree with the popular sentiment that it was somehow cursed. When I really think on it, Oriath's suffering was almost entirely the fault of its people. Not the common folk, mind you. The ones with the power. The Templars fostered a society in which monsters, like Dominus and Piety, could not only rise to power, but then wield that power to harm all of Rayclast. Enslaving the Karui directly led to the cult of Kitava unleashing mayhem. And of course, the tyranny of innocence stemmed from the blind, zealous faith they gave him. Then, there was the whole business with Cirrus. That was the final nail in the coffin for Oriath. We might have been able to rebuild things after Kitava's rampage, if not for the surprise attack by Cirrus. Kirak was a lesser officer in the Vanguard then, and had to work with exiles and radicals in strange exotic realms to try to control the situation. But Cirrus was far too dangerous to be contained. I'm not sure even you could have stopped him, had you been there. I don't know exactly how they won the day, because Kirak never talks about it. But I do know a great many people died. Serving under Kirak in the Citizen Vanguard this past year has certainly been rewarding. This is a nobler cause by far than aiding the blackguards. I don't know if Piety's atrocities can ever truly be made right, but I will keep trying until the day I die. We are the people's response to the madness of Rayclast. We've had enough of corruption, gods, and would-be dictators. The last year or so, the Citizen Vanguard has embarked upon a celestial war in secret, in a realm called the Atlas. And we've lost many valiant men in battle. We need all the soldiers we can get, so it's time for you to put your strength and wits to good use. Commander Kirak has requested your presence in the war room. It's through the tunnel.
Exile?
I should have never come back here. That Kirak is a mighty convincing salesman.
I spent so much of my life voyaging across the briny deep, looting and pillaging. I never thought I'd end up working as a naval officer for the citizen vanguard. They're forgiving my pirating crimes in exchange for helping to build this town, as well as providing trade and transport. It'll be a quiet life, but rewarding in its own way. I'd rather be a seafarer than a foot soldier. I should have never come back.
Exile. My master called alchemy the science of turning learned men to fools. Every halfwit with an alembic would try to turn lead to gold or formulate an elixir of eternal youth, and Master Lucan was no different. But men like him rarely saw the magic in alchemy up close. The sudden bubbling of a liquid, the heat growing in your hands, the vibrant colors and foul odors. Much knowledge is lost at a safe distance. In truth, the power of alchemy is not in turning one thing into another or creating miracles. It is in isolating and extracting. It is about finding purity within the confusion. In Oriath, I served a man named Lucan Octavius, a wealthy alchemist of high status. I call him my master, for I was both his apprentice and his slave. Lucan's work required handling extremely dangerous, often very hot materials. Not the sort of thing becoming of a man of stature. So it came to be that a slave like myself learned the nuances of the alchemical arts firsthand. As for Lucan, he was not the man he portrayed himself to be. He was more dangerous, more explosive, and more unstable than any material I had to handle. In public, he was fatherly and genial. In his home, he was violent and lustful. I do not regret what happened to him, only the part I played. How many innocent men and women can you think of who were exiled? We are here because we are violent, because we broke the laws of the land. I killed my master. I do not regret that he is dead, only that it was by my hand. My master was a sick man with dark proclivities. A sickness of the mind that no alchemy could hope to cure. And he passed that sickness on to me. I was never violent until that day. Until that day, I could not fathom how one man could take the life of another. But Lucan drew out of me an anger I did not know I was capable of experiencing. It overcame me, forced me out of my own body, and by the time I was in control again, my master was dead. That anger, that darkness is still in me, Exile. And that is why we are here. To conjure a creature of darkness, we use the flesh of the dead. We destroy that flesh and draw out the ill will that inhabits it, giving it form. My hope is that one day we may do the reverse. Destroy the darkness while leaving the flesh unharmed. To that end, I've acquired a rare ichor. There's no other like it in this world. The very essence of a human. For all intents and purposes, it's so. This individual was cruel beyond measure, or so I've heard, though not incapable of kindness. This Ica is robust enough that it might be injected into an entity of equally cruel temperament and may be given new life. Now, imagine if we could then destroy the darkness. Could this cruel soul be purified? Could it be brought back not only from the dead, but from the precipice of damnation? That is my true goal. Though I know little of my natural heritage, I know enough to understand the implications of your victory against the Kalguur god of war. Did his long slumber weaken him? Or have the gods been greatly exaggerated through the evolution of myths? In either case, this undoubtedly means we will find no divine help against the intrinsic darkness. They are not the keepers of mankind many believe them to be.
Welcome, Exile. Quite liked it here, you know? Right up until the bloody mountainside started bleeding. Thought for sure I was hallucinating, until the others started screaming and scrambling. Always nice to get a little reassurance about your sanity, eh? Kirak's a good egg, don't get me wrong. I just think it's mighty suspicious. No, I'm here because I want to help out. I have to remember that. I have bad thoughts sometimes. I can usually tell the difference between the voices and my own thoughts. But spending time in the Atlas makes everything feel surreal. All I know is there are good people here, and I want to do my part. Kirak's been kind to me.
Greetings. Hello?
Bugger me to the depths, if it ain't.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Cool winds. History repeats itself.
Kirak's my name. Commander of the Citizen Vanguard. We're the front line, ensuring callous gods and bloodthirsty fiends never blindside us again. The Templars kept the true nature of the world hidden from the populace. But now, the rower's out of the sack, and we'll keep both eyes open. Or the one eye open, in my case. We've a vital mission for you, Godslayer. But you're not going to believe me until you see this for yourself. Take this map and put it in one of the map devices below. It will take you to a realm we call the Atlas. Once you see the world on the other side and have yourself a battle or two, we'll talk. Kirak's my name. Quite a bit has happened in the Atlas already. Suffice it to say, we have it on ominous authority that some unknown they are coming. Judging by the one who gave us that warning, all of Ray class would be in jeopardy should they take notice of us. It's best for everyone if we draw a hard line in the sand across the Atlas and keep them busy there instead. Families. These courageous men and women have families. That's the difference between them and a traditional military. No disrespect to my old comrades in arms, but this organization is not comprised of solitary, violent-minded young men. The Citizen Vanguard is a volunteer effort filled with the ranks of ordinary people who are tired of the endless parade of doom and nightmare we call Rayclast. I said we'd all have to work together to face what's coming. And that's exactly what we're doing. The Atlas is a grave threat to mankind. A realm unlike any we've seen. It offers up your wildest desires, urging you ever onward into madness and danger. And yet, it may be our greatest defense as well. The Atlas draws the attention of eldritch creatures that would otherwise destroy us without a second thought. It's too dangerous to interact with, but too valuable to be left alone. You can see the position that leaves us in. We used to have the Atlas fully mapped, but it changes, it grows. After recent major events, it completely changed form. We started from scratch at a moment we can ill afford to be blinded. The more you explore the Atlas, the better our chances of survival. The map device will transport you to a land unlike any other. We call that land the Atlas. A formidable, uncharted territory which harbors the greatest dangers man has ever seen. The device itself, or the devices, rather, since we've managed to acquire 3, have a rather long and storied history. As our resident archaeologist, Helena, might know more about that kind of thing. It's clear our little island is no place for men to live. Even cursed, one could say. Though we are not entirely blameless for those disasters, we thought Kitava's rampage was bad enough. Let alone the domination by the Templars and the crackdown under innocents. But Oriath was attacked yet again while you were gone. The rebuilding efforts were all for nothing. The Vanguard undertook the largest evacuation in history, hundreds of ships, and Oriath has been abandoned. No small irony that the Oriathan people now depend upon the Kalguur we once enslaved. I always said that if you kick a rower in the butt, one day it'll kick you in the head. But I underestimated the honor of our new hosts. They're different after the death of their gods, and we are too after the departure of ours. I wasn't a believer, but I can feel it. We're on our own. We're going to have to work together to face what comes next. I once swore I'd never trust a blackguard in my life, reformed or not. I've had to begrudgingly rethink that notion. Helen has been crucial in putting together the pieces of Rayclast's ominous and ancient history. Everything we face today has its roots in the evils of the past. Those we can't convince to aid us out of common necessity are usually willing to offer equipment and services in exchange for gold. Alva is a continual source of ancient wealth, and I don't see the need to ask her where it comes from. I have no moral qualms about using Tane's research. The fate of the world's on the line. We can't afford to get hung up on the use of torture and unnecessary surgeries, strange experiments. It's necessary. That's my stance. We've a vital mission for you, God.
I'm dreaming while awake. Just like in Malagaro's sanctuary.
Disturbingly good. Far too much baggage. Far too much baggage.
Good to see you still kicking.
Too much baggage.